Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon in Libra to full moon in Aries, September into October 2022. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Join the Circle Production since 1998. It's 24 years of service at the time of this recording, actually 24 and a half. Pretty much I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box. Now, that book's got a lot of what I've picked up along the way in a really kind of fun way. They're in chakra chapters. It's just it's a lot of fun. You can preview it for free. There's a link in the description box. And I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. Love it there. It's a subscription service, platformy thingy. You can set your own levels of subscription, the benefits you give to each of them, and I love it. One of the things I get to do every morning, such an honor, is I get to do an unlisted YouTube link live stream to my patrons. They come chat with me. We talk about the astrological weather of the day, the spiritual implications of said weather, the magical applications for the day, usually tracking the lunar cycle, right? As the moon changes from signs from day to day to day to day to day. And always, it seems from the couch with the laptop in a bathrobe, cup of coffee, always ending with a little prayer, a little meditation thing. There's so much good stuff over there. So, you know, if you are a creative type, I highly recommend you check it out for yourself. It's wonderful, the community I'm building there. But you can see what I'm putting out there. There's a link in the description box. So if you want a little bit more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more mal in your life, go to Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, meaning I'm the Angelo Lyons version. I ain't the only one. Yeah, but screw it, just call me Mal. Hey, my Scorps, my 8th housers. I've got so many Scorpio friends scattered throughout my life and all over the world. Very, very happy to be serving you today. But let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, let's just get to it. A 5-card draw is just one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. Therefore, not a timeless reading, a timed reading, but you can go look back in the playlist. I've been doing these for years now, and look at tricky times in your life or amazing times in your life and see if there's some insight, location, hindsight being usually 20/20. These 5 decks represent fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. Individually, the 5 magical elements to help you align your intention. The physical form of it, the action you take, your thoughts, your emotions, and your spirit all into one thing, planting a seed at new, helping it grow, waxing, expanding, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, to full. And now we can look at the astrology that's written on the clipboard, but I had a contact lens decide it just wanted a life of its own, so it took a nosedive down the bathroom sink not quite a week ago. So I got my glasses on for this part, otherwise I really don't need it, and I'm using the magnifying glass for the 2 boogie book reads that we will be doing. Let's talk about it. The new moon in Libra, Sunday, September 25th, 5:54 p.m. Really good day for, I keep seeing like social justice, right? Bringing that Libra fairness, justice stuff into the success, the light, the truth of a Sunday. It's the solar day of the week. And, you know, also really good for like a healthy relationships. Libra, 7th house. Yes, work with the shadow self, sure. Yeah, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to partnerships, marriages, contracts, all that stuff. So to cast for a successful one, a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise one, plant the seed, right? And then the 2 weeks following to the full moon in Aries, a Sunday, the 9th of October, but in between that, Mercury goes direct on the 2nd of October, and then Pluto, your sign, goes direct on the 8th, the day before the full moon. you know people's heads are going to be exploding about that online, right? Memes everywhere, right? So this could be a key one for you. I hope it is, and may it be truly blessed. Yeah, because it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. I write all this stuff down for myself, and already the Leo and the Libra, I'm Leo rising, but I'm Venus and Libra, have the same mantra, the last card down. So, and it's absolutely like hitting for me, and I hope it hits for you too. Because it's a general read, and both feet on the floor if you can, and focus on your breath if you will, because I'm going to do my best to help you manifest your heart's desire, your element of fire. The first card down, the seed that you would be planting and waxing, building, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, this beautiful, newtiful, it's a new way to remember it, September, October 2022. Enough explanation. Let's do some divination. I have to do it for the new people, of course, you understand. Because I think everybody deserves a little warning when it comes to Angelo Lyons. Angelo Lyons in his mystical art form, particularly, you see, in his own dining room. Please, if we can, get over here, you. Please take a nice deep breath. I did some serious Wim Hof breath right before this reading, and I'm feeling it. Still point. And I think I get why. I'm using the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish for the element of fire. I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Ancestors, help the cross-watchers get that if they apply what they see in this reading for whoever they are cross-watching for and apply it to themselves, they will heal. And holographically, they will help heal or manifest the heart's desire of the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign they're cross-watching for, as well as the entire collective, because it just works that way, so I have been shown. So, one card in clarity for them. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, their heart's desire. The spell fragment to help them bring this into focus for themselves. This beautiful, beautiful September, October 2022. Psychic protection. Come on, Scorpio gig from Jump. Around me now a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. There you go. There's your spell. I mean, come on, scorpions, right? What do you mean defensive? Well, you got that stinger hanging over your head. But you know, there are three different symbols for Scorpio. Yeah, there's the scorpion that crawls along the bottom, stings itself. There is the eagle that flies highest and sees furthest, right? And technically the albatross flies higher, but it's not good poetry. And the phoenix, right? The transformative phoenix. So, psychic protection around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. Now, a shield of gold has a definite vibrational tone to it than a shield of blue flame, which is my personal favorite, Archangel Michael. You know, so it's interesting that it's gold for Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, who's the god Hades, god of the underworld, lord of the dead, lord of the underworld, where all the gold and the gems and the minerals and the wealth are. He's the richest god. Come on. Just the oil rights alone, right? Okay, let's move this forward. We'll ground that with a crystal oracle card, Tony Carmine Salerno, for the powers of earth. Now, if you have the stone indicated and you want to use it as an amulet, a talisman, a touchstone, a reminder, something to put in your pocket, and when you say, oh, right, I got magic in play, right, I have an intention I'm working on, then go for it. If you have the stone, and if you don't, clear quartz does everything. Grab a piece of jewelry, whatever resonates. I take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But it's really about the oracle message, and I get to do this with my beloved Archangel Ariel, who is the Archangel of Lions. I just think it's hysterical, all this talk about the Little Mermaid Ariel. It's Hebrew for the lion of God or the lioness of God. It's like, that's element of fire, and you gave it to a mermaid, so whatever. The whole conversation, right? Leave it to a Virgo to find that shit out. Okay, so let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm having fun with this. I hope you are too. Still point. Let's go deep. Still point. Oh, and away we go. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of the north powers of earth, hence the crystal oracle, as you have guided me to bless, consecrate, empower, and dedicate this deck to you. Please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire, to ground, to manifest their heart's desire of psychic protection. This beautiful, beautiful September-October 2022. Citrine, money stone, gold. All right, money, sex, and power. Come on, you're Scorpios. It's your gig. Citrine, where are you? There you are. Yeah. I had a citrine sphere. I'm not showing off, I'm just saying, I've been doing this for as long as I have. Really. Quite the swap meet I could have. But pagan swap meets don't go well. You always end up with more stuff than you started with. Good old citrine. Oh yeah, I need this for surezies. Keywords: wealth, creativity, abundance, and healing. Now I will say I use citrine for my solar plexus. Just makes sense. Feels like a very solar stone, but it is also well known to be, along with carnelian and others, for the second chakra as well. Scorpio. Your financial concerns. All right, wealth, creativity, abundance, and healing. Blessed be. Your financial concerns will soon begin to dissolve as a steady stream of abundance starts to flow into many areas of your life. Yeah, I can feel the Scorpio collective, all those rectums relaxing. This is not abundance solely on a monetary level, but abundance also of creativity and healing. This is very second chakra. You're being asked to let go of any fear and guilt that you may be holding on to in regard to your wealth and prosperity. Interesting, because that is the stuff that is not of the soul, right? That's written into the scripts of these bodies that we've incarnated in. I mean, down to the ancestral patterning, right? So rich or poor, whatever your financial situation was in your ancestors back for thousands of years, the emotional biochemical patterns are in there, right? So this is stuff we incarnated to work on. So, you know, that shield of gold makes a certain amount of sense to me. You're being asked to let go of any fear and guilt that you may be holding on into regard to your wealth and prosperity. Be thankful for the abundance that you are about to receive. Honor it and put it to use in ways that nurture and replenish your spirit, which is honestly, I think, survival of the fittest at this point. You deserve to be and to have all your heart desires. So what are you protecting? Interesting. Lovingly recognize the abundance you eternally hold within your heart, and you will manifest abundance through all you think, say, and do. And though that is the truth, it may not always seem true. What are you protecting? Psychic protection, right? So this doesn't feel like it's a physical, tangible thing. It feels like of your own energy field. And Scorpios, you're a little known for being a little guarded, right? A little withheld of what's really going on inside. Incredibly intuitive. You can find truth like that intuitively. You make the best detectives and surgeons. So to have that money, that wealth, that creativity, and also that vitality that comes along with that. Interesting. Let's look at the element of air. We're going to use the Healing with the Angels Oracle. 2 ways to interpret these. I find both are hopeful. One is whatever the words are, write them down, look them up, find the original meanings to words. I'm not kidding you. It's happened to me so many times that it makes me laugh that by looking up the original meaning, the ancient meaning of a word sometimes, it's changed so much over such a long period of time, and there's the piece of information that clicks into, the piece of the puzzle, right? You just turn that word a certain way like a puzzle piece and it all clicks in, making a general read more specific. These are healing angels. Call upon them. Pray, meditate, whatever. Read a book about them, something. Bring it into the element of air of the mind in order to stoke the fire of your heart's desire. Please take a nice deep breath. But you got to invite them in. They don't come unless you call. Still point. It's such a different vibe. as I call upon the angels and archangels of water, the sign of the Scorpio powers of the West, Archangel Gabriel and the Gabrielite legions, please. Beloved angels of healing, waters, emotion, intuition, and all of that deep stuff, please. One card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. The element of water. The element of air. Jumped ahead to the next deck. The element of air. The oxygen needed to feed the fire and manifest their heart's desire of psychic protection in terms of wealth and creativity and maybe even their sexuality, even though it's not in the card. It's Scorpio and it's all in that same general genre. Please, what is the element of air and the healing angels waiting to swoop in, waiting in the wings with their wings ready to fly in at the merest indication of a call from the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This beautiful, beautiful September, October 2022. Friendship. It's the perfect blendship. So, psychic protection, maybe this is for someone, right? And obviously using the mind, the element of air, to look at the friends you would protect, the friendships you would protect, that could certainly be here. Second chakra, one-on-one relationships to either another friend or perhaps tribal, two or more. But this could also be contemplation of the question, what would the healing angels of friendship do? Like, what would their function be, right? Well, they would heal my friendships. That seems obvious. But they could also make my healing process more friendly, right? Because, I'm Generation X, right? So I do a lot of stuff for myself. I always have. I don't always necessarily ask for help. So I have absolutely, well, symbolically speaking, scrubbed my chakras with bleach and Brillo, right? I've done the mantras, I've done all that stuff. And it's not just as you get older, it's just you find the faster ways actually being more gentle with yourself actually moves things along faster. It's a lesson we go through, or at least I did. So to be a little bit more gentle, to be a little bit more friendly in your own process, maybe healing yourself by being friendly to yourself, that really shifts this, because otherwise what are you protecting yourself from? I mean, from a total non-dualistic unity consciousness point of view, what you defend against, you attract, right? It's very Course in Miracles, right? It is very that. It's like what you're defending against World War I. That doesn't mean that what you're feeling is not completely 100% legitimate, but that's the hero's journey of it all, right? So to make this a little friendlier for yourself, really call in those angels, the healing angels of friendship. It feels like it's going to make this a lot easier. Now, simpler, maybe not easier, maybe not simpler. Let's keep going. Your element, the element of water. The Whispers of Love Oracle. Alana Hartfield. I love this deck. It does turn the party often. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, that's what we're dealing with. But there are no womp-womps in this deck. Womp-womp. But the element of water is essential for manifestational work. Abraham Hicks would agree. Hicks clearly said, what is it? The invincible power of emotion or something or other. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But certainly the juice to the spell, right? To put your heart into it. Love is divine power, according to Carolyn Myss, that's M-Y-S-S, she's a PhD in her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. Each chakra has a sacred truth. The heart chakra is love is divine power. So Scorpios, it's fine. You can have your psychic protection to get that sense of safety, to open your heart in this friendly way that somehow it's got the money and the wealth and the success part of it connected to. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah, I call upon the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading? Higher selves of anybody involved in this one, obviously, with that card of friendship. Please, have we needed psychic protection from our own friends? Certainly when they think we know better than we do. We can feel that way, right? When someone has an agenda, a hidden agenda, perhaps, or someone's just being toxic or going through a rough time, all sorts of, but around money and success and finance, that could be really tricky, sticky. So please, what is a piece of information, inspiration, insight from the higher selves of all involved The element of water to help them empower and bring divine power to their heart's desire that maybe needs their heart's desire, needs some psychic protection there about money, wealth, success, with the healing angels of friendship contributing this beautiful new to fall. Consider your foundations. Uh-oh. Consider your foundations. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Right? Till money enters the game. Sometimes it's like, well, up to that point, you want me to give you how much? Oh, no, no, no. My kitty cat needs me. Be right back. Aw, my Savvy. I love him so much. I think he's like 13 years old. A 13-year-old male black cat. If he needs my help, he gets it. Right? They don't have opposable thumbs, thank God. Okay, so as I was saying before, feline intervention there, you know, so someone like asked me for a loan or something like that, asked me for money. I'm like, okay, well, first we need some dragon's blood ink, and then I'll take a drop of your blood and a drop of my blood. You know, like a fucking blood vow at this point. But, you know, that's a witch for you. Parchment, right? Consider your foundation, right? It depends, right? When it comes to money, shit changes. Money changes everything. Oh my God, Cyndi Lauper moment. I'm so happy. You know, she's so unusual. Considering your foundation often means, right? Like, I need to go into the castle of the soul, draw that drawbridge, right? Really tune into these chakras. Perhaps I would gladly work with the citrine. Citrine is definitely a money stone. But call in the healing angels of friendships. Could be changing your relationship to, no total other way to see it, changing your relationship to money, all of that wealth stuff, to a more friendly one. Lots of different ways to read this, but I'm really loving this for you. Sorry, I'm a Virgo. I have to put it in the right area. But it's funny, the more you shift it around, the more interpretations you get. It's the intuitive part that matters. Knowing the meanings of the cards is like barely half the game. Listening to the guidance is a good chunk of the other half. So let's get you the last card down. The card of spirit. He's so funny. They have a water cube to filter their water. He's the Cancerian, right? So he like claws at the ground underneath it, and it's a tile floor. Just cute. The element of spirit to charge this. So you get a piece of citrine or something similar. You cast this really powerful protection spell here. Particularly citrine could be considered in the vibration of gold in some ways. Calling in the healing angels of friendship. Considering your foundations, how committed you are to love. This is the mantra that you do a little bit every day with said citrine to wax this and do this in a really friendly way. Please take a nice deep breath. A lot of feline intervention today. Still point. Well, it is my last video of the day, too. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, because this could be about anything, for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the perfect healing mantra? Let him have it right between the eyes and in the second chakra. Right, the perfect healing mantra to help them manifest their heart's desire of psychic protection with that citrine vibe of money and wealth and success and the vitality and the creativity that comes along with that, and the healing, right? Healing their relationship with money is it's always about that. Whenever it's about money, it's always about our healing our relationship to it. Feast or famine, erosion or renewal. So to call upon the healing angels of friendship to help them do this, to do this in a friendly way, particularly if there are other people involved, as they consider their foundations. How committed are they to love in all sorts of different ways, in all sorts of different relationships? Knock it out of the park below their Scorpio minds. The perfect healing mantra, the spirit card. This beautiful new to full September-October 2022. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Oh dear. Neglect is one of the 4 ego wounds, according to Matt Kahn, whose healing mantra deck this is. I love his work, his channel. Matt Kahn, All for Love is amazing. He's a Hay House author. He works a lot. Check him out. He's been very, very helpful for me, and haven't met him. He doesn't know who I am, I don't think. Good. Because never meet your teachers, unless you absolutely have to or can't avoid it. Untangling neglect. There's abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss, the 4 ego wounds, according to Mr. Khan, and I agree. Maybe you were abused, maybe you weren't. Maybe you were neglected, maybe you weren't. Maybe you somehow avoided codependent patterning and manipulation. I don't know how you managed that. Everyone has the wounds of loss, because loss and gain, right? It's just part of the 3rd and 4th dimensional experience. Unity, it's all one. But yet still appears separate, but you know, right? You know it is. So untangling neglect, in my personal experience, I find neglect harder to catch. Abuse, you raise a hand to me, I will hex you. I will, I'm allowed, I'm Sicilian, 1/4. It's enough, right? The rest is what, like German and Irish and Scottish, you know, all those other calm ones, although I do have Canadian French in me too. They've had a lot in me. They've had a lot in them. So entangling neglect is something that you can do for yourself, and I love this particular mantra, not just for the mantra itself, but how he explains it. So let me read it to you. Last card down. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire, and I will recommend Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, the chapter on self-approval. So just say, repeat, like affirm to yourself silently all day long, 500 times a day, whatever I approve of myself. Well, I put it to the tune of When the Saints Come Marching In, You're Welcome. That was in the wow, that was like in the late 80s, early 90s. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation, hence being behind a wall of psychic protection, perhaps. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. Considering your foundations, how committed are you to love what's going on in your own heart? In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. And the innocence within you is the inner child, the divinity that we are, the immortal soul, the eternal spirit, right? Human, hero, immortal, God, ego, personality, soul, higher self. We're all of that at once, multidimensional beings. This is about your coming from the place of the soul, untangling the neglect that the personality has dealt with, and the ego just it's excruciating. And it's harder to catch neglect, right? It's just much harder to catch than abuse or codependence. Loss is a little obvious too. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency, because that's how you do it apparently, and healing neediness. Now, maybe this isn't in you. Maybe this is in somebody else that you are dealing with. There is a neediness there, particularly if money is involved. But if it's you're the one who's needing the money, and you gotta have friends, the feeling's oh so strong. I'm not making a joke, but it's true. These are soul contracts, right? Everybody wants to talk twin flame and soulmate. It's just lovers. Well, what about the people in your life? Matt Kahn has a video, soul contracts redefined. Soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates redefined. Watch that thing. That spun my third eye in the best possible way. Total new definition, but makes more sense. So this is a very, very powerful reading for you, particularly, and I'm going to say, because of this card citrine. Because you know, once money and value and worth get into things with friends, it gets weird. So to consider your foundation, what you're actually waxing here is your freedom. And waxing your sense of own self-approval in a way that is healthy rather than toxic, not even gaslighting yourself or anybody else, but with that psychic protection, it makes sense. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to do a blessimation. It's a blessing and a summation all at once. Something was created on Patreon, and I'm rolling with it because it makes sense. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end when I release the Scorpio Collective and the Cross Watchers. Let's just see what comes out of my mouth, because usually the goofy is released unto the world. Yet again, release the goofy. Please take a nice deep breath. We try doing this every day. Still point. And here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need. This new moon in Libra to full moon in Aries, September, October 2022, that they can untangle neglect, taking the time to give themselves all the approval they desire, verbally out loud in a room, nobody around, doesn't matter. They get to do that. What a perfect way to clear and open their hearts so they can consider their foundation, how willing, how committed they are to love in all sorts of different ways, particularly in a situation where there may be in need of a friendship healing here. Are they willing to do what is necessary to heal a particular friendship as the result of wounds of neglect? Without explanation, with explanation, approval is needed on all sides here, right? Because everybody's going through something or other, and it can absolutely involve money, sex, power. It's just the second chakra vibe in this card, but particularly where money is involved. But also that creativity and that healing that is available for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, and or cross watcher. But in a time where money is such it's always been a hot topic, even before it actually had dollars and cents attached to it. So, of course, the need of psychic protection, maybe not just for the Scorpio, but for the friendships as well. May they be blessed with everything they need in their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. That around them now a shield of gold, protecting them, strong and bold, for the well-being of all, with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be, and so it is. A shield of gold. Maybe you'll be walking in a field of gold. Say hi to Sting if you see him. Still hot. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Help the other Scorps find it. Want more of me here on YouTube? I highly recommend subscribing because I'm not stopping, apparently. And, of course, the deeper experience, the magic, the miracles, the mysticism, and Mel. On Patreon. A lot of fun over there. Different set of community guidelines, but it ain't OnlyFans. At least not yet in my life, it's not. And certainly, if you want to book me for a private reading, you can do so in a video in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains it all for you, beginning, middle, and end, what I charge, how long it takes, even how to prepare yourself before and cool down after. It explains it all for you. Just like Clarissa. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and certainly, like I said, I got a lot of Scorpios scattered throughout my life. Wishing you all seriously the very best and the very blessed of this beautiful new full September, October for you, my beloved Scorpios. Hang in there. I love you. Farewell, and blessed be.